Merry Christmas and welcome back to another episode of English Cooking, where I teach you English through cooking. Today we're going to make ginger snaps. What is a ginger snap, you may ask? You know what? This is one of the best ways to know if someone is a native English speaker or not. Ask them, what is a ginger snap? If they are a native English speaker, they will know what it is. 100% of all native English speakers in the world know what ginger snaps are, and they've eaten many. So for example, for me, I'm a native English speaker. I've eaten many ginger snaps in my life, probably thousands. But you know what? I've been teaching English for a long time, guys, and sometimes I ask my students, do you know what a ginger snap is? And they have no idea. So in my experience, about 0% of English learners know what ginger snaps are. That's why this is one of the best ways to test whether someone is a native English speaker or not. So after today, you will be able to trick people into thinking you're a native English speaker, even if you're not. Okay, so guys, I'm letting you in on my secret. Right? If you let someone in on your secret, that means you tell them. You reveal your secret. So this is my secret, okay? This is the way, this is my secret way that I can tell whether someone is a native English speaker or not. So, let me know, have you ever eaten ginger snaps? What are they? Well, we're talking about cookies. This is one of the best kind of cookies to make for Christmas. And not just Christmas, all winter season. Okay? Ginger snaps they're so good. And one of the reasons they're so good is because they're a very dunkable cookie. So what does that mean? What does it mean if a cookie is dunkable? That means you can dunk it in milk. I'm going to get a glass of milk, guys. All right. So here's our glass of milk. And we're just going to set it aside and have it ready for when our cookies are finished. So guys, why are these a good cookie to make for Christmas or winter, the winter season? Why? It's because they use winter spices. Okay, so look at these 4 spices that I have here. We got cinnamon. That's a very wintry spice. We got ginger, another wintry flavor. Like these, these are considered winter flavors for some reason. I don't know why. Ooh, nutmeg. Look at that. Nutmeg and what's our last one here? Cloves. Cloves, okay? So these are considered winter spices, okay? So they're great for Christmas or any time in the winter. They just kind of, they make you feel warm. I don't know, they're kind of a warming, they make you feel cozy, warm and cozy inside. I don't know, they're great for winter. If it's like snowing outside and you're eating some nice like freshly baked ginger snaps, and you're dunking them in milk. Because, guys, when you dunk a cookie in milk, like, what's the purpose of that? The purpose of it is because you want to eat the cookie that is kind of saturated in milk, right? You want the cookie to taste better. That's why you dip it in milk. But not only that, you also want the milk to taste better. So I would say ginger snaps are the most dunkable cookie ever. They're the best cookies to dunk because they make the cookie taste better, and also the milk tastes like nice and cinnamony, right? So anyway, guys, so I'm excited to spend Christmas with you, making some cookies. These aren't, like the word Christmas cookie. If you just hear that word, Christmas cookie, people will think of like white cookies in different shapes, like the shape of a Christmas tree, maybe, and decorated, maybe with sprinkles or I don't know, whatever. I think we've made Christmas cookies in a previous year. I can't remember. So these aren't called Christmas cookies. They're called ginger snaps. Now, why are they called ginger snaps? Hold that thought for a second. We'll talk about it. But let's just start making our... Guys, enough of me talking. You do some talking. How are you doing? How are you doing this Christmas? I hope you're doing great, guys. I hope this has been a good year for you. Let me know. How has this been for you? Has it been a good year? Has it been a bad year? I think it's been a hard year for me, actually. But it's been a good year in many ways. So let me know how your year was. Let me know how you're doing. So let's get cracking and let's start. Now, we're not going to follow a recipe here. And I have a confession to make. I have never made ginger snaps in my life. I think this is going to be the first time in my life making ginger snaps. I've eaten a lot of ginger snaps made by other people. And you can buy ginger snaps in the store sometimes, I think. Maybe not all stores, maybe not all the time. But definitely over the Christmas season, I think you can buy ginger snaps in the store. Like, ginger snaps are not as common as like chocolate chip cookies, right? If you go, to a store, you'll be able to buy chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies are obviously the most common kind of cookie in the English-speaking world, probably. Canada, US, England, Australia. Everybody knows what chocolate chip cookies are, right? But, when we talk about ginger snaps, they are also common. I mean, native English speakers know what ginger snaps are, but maybe you've never had a ginger snap before. And that's okay. That's why you're going to learn here. So, what was I saying? I got sidetracked. Got carried away, guys. So, let's start making these cookies before I completely lose my brain. Let's start adding, I was saying I've never made these before. So we're not going to follow a recipe, guys. I took a look at a few recipes before. I just kind of browsed through some recipes. And I kind of have the idea, the basic idea. Right? Guys, if you've never made something before, it can be a bit intimidating, right? The first time you do something, it's intimidating. But just think about it for a second. Like, if you eat something, just try to taste what things are in here. What am I eating? Because maybe it's not as complicated as you think. For example, lasagna. Okay? Lasagna is a very easy kind of food to make. But imagine if you eat lasagna for the first time and you're thinking, wow, there's layers of noodles and meat and vegetables maybe and cheese. Oh, this looks complicated. Oh, I don't know how to make lasagna. It seems too hard, so I'm not going to make it. Guys, lasagna is a very easy food to make. And I think we're going to make that in the next episode of my cooking series. English cooking. I hope you're learning some English, guys. We're going to talk about some English words here. But first, let's just add some stuff. So we're just going to kind of, we're just going to kind of wing it. We're going to wing it. Wing it means you just do something unprepared. So we're going to add some brown sugar. So, when I taste, if you taste a ginger snap, right, it's going to be sweet. It's sweet, and it's going to taste a bit spicy. Now, I don't mean spicy as in like pepper kind of spicy. I mean, it's going to taste full of spices, like these spices, right? Cinnamon and cloves. And so you might think, oh, wow, all these flavors. This must be hard to make. It's not hard to make. You just need a few of these little spice containers and dump a bit of this and a bit of that. So one of the flavors that you'll taste when you eat a ginger snap is it kind of tastes like brown sugar and molasses. Do you know what molasses is? Guys, I've got a huge tub of molasses here. Look at that. So ginger snaps taste like if you eat a ginger snap, the strongest flavor I would say that comes out is the sweetness of brown sugar and molasses, and then maybe cinnamon and ginger. Okay, so we're just gonna add a bit of this and a bit of that. Now I've made enough cookies in my life. I know we're gonna put about 2 cups of flour. We're gonna put about 1 cup of sugar, right? So we're just gonna dump some sugar in here. There we go. We got about 1 cup of sugar. We're going to add an egg. There's our little egg, right? And we're going to put our egg in there. And we're going to put some molasses. How much molasses? We're going to put about a 1/4 cup of molasses in there. So how much is a 1/4 cup? Whoa, that's way too much. I got a bit carried away there, guys. If you get carried away, it means you kind of get a bit distracted and you maybe put too much in there. So I put this is 1/2 cup. We're gonna dump a bit back in there. 1/2 cup is that would be too sweet and too liquidy. I don't know. That's probably about good. So we're just gonna. I have no idea how these are going to turn out, guys. Now, what is the texture supposed to be in a ginger snap cookie? Well, it really depends on your preference. So let me ask you, do you prefer soft cookies or hard cookies, like crunchy cookies? I think some people prefer one over the other. And the thing with milk, if you're going to dunk cookies in milk, both are fine. If you're going to dunk a hard cookie in milk, it becomes softer. And if you dunk a soft cookie in milk, it also gets softer, right? So, I don't know. I think ginger snaps are supposed to be kind of soft and chewy, a little bit soft and chewy. Actually, all cookies, like like chocolate chip cookies. It's kind of nice if they're a little bit soft, right? You don't want them to totally hard, right? You don't want them rock hard. So we got eggs. We got our 1 egg. We got brown sugar. We got molasses. Let's add some butter. Now, I've left this butter sitting here on my counter all day, so it's melted, right? One of the secrets to making good cookies is to just let the butter melt naturally, or let it become soft, let it become soft naturally. A lot of people, when they make cookies, they put butter in the microwave to melt it, or they put it on the stove. The problem then is that it starts to boil very easily, right? Butter boils really quickly if you put it in the microwave, and then it kind of changes the nature of the butter. So it's better to just have it like this. So you can see that this butter is soft, right? It's soft. So we're gonna just Now, if you buy a block of butter like this, right? If you buy something like this from the store, this is 2 cups. A block of butter is 2 cups. So we're not going to put the whole thing in. That's crazy. We're not even going to put half. We're going to put about that much. We're going to put a little bit less than half of the block of butter in there. All right. So yeah, now we're gonna mix this together. We're gonna beat it together. I got my beaters here, guys. We're just gonna beat this in our bowl. Look at that. Are you excited for Christmas? Christmas 2025. Here we are, man. Okay, so okay. Now, I don't know, should we add our, let's add our spices, guys. So, like I said, these are kind of considered winter spices. Like if you were to, got some butter on my hand, guys. Imagine if you were to go to a coffee shop and order a, well, let's say you were to go into a coffee shop and you saw an advertisement that said, try our new Christmas latte. What would that mean? What is a Christmas latte? I don't know. I've never had a Christmas latte before, but I would already know what it is, even if I've never had it before, because I know it would be a normal latte with these spices that we talked about. Because these are considered Christmassy or like wintry spices. Okay, so we're just going to add... Now, I was going to mention, these are called ginger snaps. Why ginger? If you eat a ginger snap, you will notice, yes, they do taste a bit like ginger, but I think the stronger taste that you're going to taste is actually cinnamon. So these actually have... There's a lot of cinnamon in these. So we're going to add a full teaspoon of cinnamon. All right? Because these are very strong kinds of spices. That's why they come in very small containers like this. Because most recipes, they might call for probably less than 1 teaspoon of any of these spices. So we're going to put a whole teaspoon in here because we want it to be pretty strong. I mean, we want to be able to taste the cinnamon in there, right? So yeah, we're going to add a full teaspoon of cinnamon, and we're going to add a full teaspoon of ginger, okay? There we go. There's my full teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger. And what we're going to add, cloves are very strong, guys. Cloves, we don't want the primary flavor in ginger snaps is probably supposed to be cinnamon and ginger. Not so much cloves, but we're going to add a little bit of, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, kind of as a secondary flavor, right? So where's my 1/4 teaspoon measurement? There we go. Guys, a 1/4 teaspoon is tiny. Like, you know, look at that. That's a 1/4 teaspoon. Not much at all. Okay, so just gonna add, I don't know, yeah, about that much in there. There's our cloves. And we're gonna do the same for nutmeg. Okay, there's our nutmeg. So yeah, again, nutmeg is just gonna be kind of our secondary flavor. All right, so yeah, great. And now we're gonna add, what else should we add? We're gonna add some salt. Just a, you know, most recipes call for a bit of salt. I don't know, maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon or something. It kind of depends on you. We're just gonna add some of that. But we're gonna put in some baking soda. Baking soda kind of helps the cookies do their stuff, right? Yeah. So we're gonna add. Let's add. I don't know. Maybe add about 1/2 tablespoon. Let's add about 1/2 tablespoon. This is 1/2 tablespoon of baking soda in there, guys. Probably about I'd probably put that much, right? And what else? What else should we add? Well, our main idea. Oh, now I want to mention something. Okay, so what a ginger? What's? I can't talk, guys. One of the features of ginger snaps is that they have visible sugar granules on the outside of the cookie, like on the top of the cookie. You can see sugar. You can see your grains of sugar on the top. So after we make our balls of stuff, we're gonna roll the cookies in sugar. All right, so I'm gonna take white sugar. So I'm not gonna put sugar in the recipe. I'm gonna just dump some sugar in this bowl and get it ready, and then we're gonna dip the cookies, like the tops of the cookies, into the sugar before we bake them. Okay, but obviously our main ingredient in cookies is flour, right? So we're gonna need about 2 cups of flour. So just dump out the rest of my molasses here. And we're gonna just, probably should I put this in my flour bag, guys? I don't know. Probably not the best idea. But let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. So we got about, that's not even a cup. I don't know. I'm not really good at measuring stuff, guys. And, I don't know. That's about good. Maybe a bit more. That's about good. Let's see what happens. We're just winging it, guys. We're not really following a proper recipe. Let's see what happens. It's kind of fun to see what happens, right? So guys, let me know, what are your plans for Christmas? Do you have any exciting plans, or what are you doing this Christmas? Is this kind of a normal Christmas for you, or is it different in some way? All right, so we're just gonna beat this. Gonna beat all of our mixture together here. All right, guys. So you can see that's I don't know. Is this good? Is this right? I don't know. It smells amazing, man. I love the smell, and that's one of the things. Guys, have you ever been in a mall? And you know those shops that sell cinnamon rolls? The smell of the cinnamon rolls just kind of like wafts throughout the mall. And it's just amazing. Waft is a great word to use to talk about smells that travel through the air. Okay, so the word waft means when a smell travels through the air. There's a waft I can smell a waft of cinnamon, right? So the cinnamon from those shops in the malls, and maybe in your country you don't have this, but in Canada, if you go to most malls in Canada, there's probably going to be one shop at least that sells baked goods like cinnamon buns, or cinnamon rolls and cinnamon buns are the same thing, guys. Something with cinnamon, and that smell is going to waft throughout the mall. Okay, so waft is a very advanced. It's a very specific English word that is good to use in situations like this. So, these smell so good, man. They smell good. Wow. Okay, so we're going to get our cookie sheet, okay? We're going to get a cookie sheet, and we're going to get our bowl, we're going to get our bowl of sugar. And we're going to we have our ball of, basically, there's our cookie, right? There's the early stages of our cookie. So we're just going to roll it. I don't know if the whole thing should be rolled in sugar. Let's just roll the whole thing in sugar, guys. I don't know. I've never made these before, so this is a new experience for me. Okay, so we're just gonna I don't know how big, because you know when you make cookies, when you put them in the oven, they kind of melt down, right? So yeah, I don't know. So guys, I've done enough talking. It's time for you to do some talking. Tell me your favorite Christmas memory ever. What is your favorite Christmas memory, guys? All right. I like. You know what the problem with big cookies is? If the bigger the cookie, maybe it's harder to dunk in the milk. You have to kind of bite a little bit and then dunk it in sideways, right? So, yeah, we're gonna. Oh, that just looks so good. Doesn't that look good already? I mean, we haven't even baked these and they're already so good. So I don't know. I might put like two. I'm gonna put rows of. I'm gonna put 6 cookies per sheet. I don't know if, you know. Like I said, guys, I've never made these before, so I don't know how much they're gonna kind of flatten out. So let's just quickly get one rack in the oven, and then we can see, you know. Then I want to talk about the name Ginger Snap. Why snap? Do you know what the word snap means? All right, so I'm just going to quick hurry up, get the last one done here, and then we're going to talk about the word snap. Oh, wow. Man, this smells. Guys, I wish I could. These aren't even baked, and they smell so good. Wow, they're just very, very delicious smelling. All right, so here we go. We're going to pop this in the oven. We're going to set the timer. We're going to set the timer for about 10 minutes. We got it for 10 minutes in there. So, all right. So, yeah, Ginger Snap. What does the word snap mean? Snap means to break something that's a bit brittle. What is brittle? What's something that's brittle or hard? Well, I'll give you an example. Let me just wash my hands, guys. Okay, look at this. See this chocolate? 90%. Wow, I love 90% dark chocolate, guys. So, the word snap it's a verb. It's an action verb. But it's also the name of the sound of something. So I'm gonna show you what the word snap sounds like. Right, so we're just gonna get a piece of chocolate here. Oh, look at that! I love the smell of dark chocolate, don't you? Okay, so now we are going to snap off a piece of chocolate. We're gonna snap, and I want you to listen to the sound so that you can remember this word. Right, are you listening? That wasn't a loud snap. I don't know if you heard it. I should have put this chocolate in the freezer because then it would have a louder snap. But listen again. Right? So that snapped. So now think about that word, snap. And why are these ginger snaps called ginger snaps? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe the people who first made these cookies, maybe they made them a little bit more, like a bit crunchy. Maybe these cookies are supposed to be a bit more brittle. So the word brittle, it kind of means something that is hard, but kind of fragile. Like it can break easy. Like if your bones are brittle, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to have brittle bones because that means your bones are kind of almost like hollow. They're not strong. Right? You want your bones to be strong so that they don't break. If your bones are brittle, they can be broken very easily. Okay, so there's actually a kind of dessert or a kind of sweet, or I don't know, what is it? Peanut brittle. Okay, it's called, there's a kind of candy. I don't know if it's candy. Peanut brittle. So it's called peanut brittle because it's brittle. It breaks. You can snap it. Okay? So I'm not sure if ginger snaps are supposed to be brittle, but because like I said, I prefer ginger snaps if they're a little bit soft and chewy. So I'm not sure why they're called ginger snaps. If I were naming these cookies, I would probably name them winter snaps. Because ginger isn't the only strong taste in these guys. Cinnamon, like I said, cinnamon is probably the strongest. Like, cinnamon is so noticeable. You can smell it, you can taste it. I would maybe call them cinnamon chews. They don't really snap, because hopefully mine, I don't know how these are going to turn out. Hopefully they're a little bit soft and chewy. So I would maybe call them winter chews. Right? Or not, they're not really snaps, or winter cookies, or winter snaps, or something. Because ginger is not the only flavor in here. So the word snap is a little bit misleading unless you like brittle cookies, in which case you would probably leave them in the oven longer. Right? If you want hard cookies, just leave them in the oven for a few more minutes. If you want soft cookies, well, then don't overcook them, right? All right, we got 5 minutes left, guys. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Which animal in the world is named, or maybe I should say, which animal in the world has the word snap in it? All right. So, guys, this is your skill testing question for today, and this, whether you pass or fail this question, will determine if you deserve Christmas presents this year. If you do not get the right answer, that means you don't deserve any Christmas presents this year. So guys, this is very important. If you want a Christmas present, you need to get this right. Which animal in the world... Actually, that phrase, in the world, it's a bit redundant, isn't it? Which animal in the world? All animals are in the world, right? Are there any animals that don't live in the world? No. There are no animals on Mars, right? The only animal on Mars is Elon Musk, right? I don't even know if that guy's a human, guys. So okay. Maybe there's one animal on Mars, but all the animals live in the world, right? So if I say, which animal in the world has the word snap in its name? The phrase in the world is redundant, right? It means it doesn't need to be there. It's useless. Okay, so the word redundant means useless. It's like saying, it's just like saying the same thing twice. All right, it's like, it's like saying ginger snaps have ginger. Well, that's a bit redundant because ginger's in the name, so we don't have to say ginger snaps have ginger in them. It's obvious ginger snaps are obviously made out of ginger, right? So if I say which animal in the world has the word snap in it, that phrase in the world is redundant, right? It means it's useless. It doesn't belong there. Or, you can use it, but it just doesn't really serve any purpose. Now, guys, in British English, the word redundancy, right? Redundancy is the noun. Redundant is an adjective, right? So the word redundancy means the same thing. It's the noun, and it means it means to lose your job. Okay? So it's the same meaning. Now, why lose your job? For what reason? It's because there's no need for your position anymore. It's kind of useless, right? So, let's use it in a sentence, okay? So we could say, coffee shop workers face a serious risk of redundancy in the next few years. So what would that sentence mean? Right? Coffee shop workers face the very real threat of redundancy. That means that coffee shop workers are going to become obsolete because of robots. Right? Obsolete means it's like outdated technology. It's totally useless. Like, if we talk about tape players, like, the way people used to listen to music back in the 90s, the 1990s, when I was a kid, people would buy these things called a cassette tape, and you'd put it into a tape player, and then you'd listen to your music from a tape. But then tapes got replaced by CDs. So tapes are obsolete, right? So in the same way, coffee shop workers might become obsolete. They might become redundant. Guys, our cookies are ready, I think. Ooh, they're looking good, guys. We successfully winged it. So, maybe we'll make another batch here. But I'm gonna take these out. Oh, look at that, guys! Wow, look at those beautiful cookies. Oh, that is amazing. I wish you could smell these cookies, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this Christmas. Thank you for making my Christmas special. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all your support this year. Thank you for everything. Thank you for always smashing that thumbs up button and leaving nice comments. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm so happy to be with you this Christmas. So, while I keep talking about redundancy, I'll make the next tray of cookies, all right? So, guys, when you go to a coffee shop, let me ask you. When you go to a coffee shop, why do you go there? What's your reason? Probably the primary reason is because you want a cup of coffee, right? Do you care about whether you get the coffee from a human being or a robot? Like, would that matter to you? I think for a lot of people, it wouldn't matter at all. They just want a cup of coffee. So they might order a coffee on their app. They go through the drive-through of a restaurant, Starbucks or Tim Hortons or something. They just get their coffee and they're gone, right? They care about the substance. They care about the coffee itself. They don't care about the interaction, right? But there are some people I know who actually go to coffee shops because they want a little bit of human interaction. So let me know which camp are you in? Okay, so which camp? Do you understand what I'm asking? Which camp are you in? Are you in the camp? That means the group of people. Are you in the group, the camp, that just wants the coffee and just get out of there? Just give me the coffee as fast as possible. I'm out. Okay? Or are you in the camp that you want some human interaction, and that's also why you go to the coffee shop? I think, I could be wrong, but I think probably like 80% of people would probably prefer robots if the robot could make the coffee better and faster. You know, if a robot could make the whole process faster and do it just as good as humans, I think most people would choose to get it from a robot. I think they would be happy with that. I think probably 20% of people would oppose that. But the thing is that, you know, for the people in this camp who want the human interaction, that's assuming that it will be a positive human interaction. Like, have you ever been to a coffee shop and it was a frustrating experience for you? That's happened so many times for me. You know, maybe the person who's working there is rude. Maybe they don't even say hi to you. They're just like, "There's your coffee, you know, get out of here." Maybe they are, I don't know, maybe you don't understand what they're saying and it's frustrating. Or maybe, you know, maybe they made a mistake. Maybe they give you the wrong order. Maybe you ordered decaf coffee, but they made a mistake and they gave you, you know, regular coffee full of caffeine, right? So, you know, I don't know. I would say many people want to avoid frustrating experiences, especially in the morning, right? A lot of people, when they go to a coffee shop, it's in the morning on their way to work, right? They don't want to have a bad experience first thing in the morning. Someone messing up their coffee, and then you're already driving away, and you realize, oh, this is terrible, and then you're frustrated, right? So, I don't know. I'm thinking coffee shop workers, like, coffee is a very easy thing to make. A lot of people even have machines in their house to make coffee. They just put in a little pot of something, push a button, it makes their coffee, and then they drink it. So people are already using machines to make coffee. So for companies like Starbucks or Tim Hortons, like, I mean, you know, why couldn't a machine, like a robot, why couldn't a robot do that, or that kind of a job? Or a robot just puts the coffee in the cup, maybe gives it a stir, and then hands it to you. Like, if you went through a drive-through and suddenly a robot arm came out and gave you your coffee, like, would that freak you out? Would you rather it be a human being? Because, like, you know, guys, humans also, I don't think this probably happens that much at coffee shops, but sometimes you hear, you know, people doing weird stuff to the food or the drink. You know, like maybe employees, like most of these coffee shops, they employ high school students, right? These are your typical rebellious high school students who don't care much about life and much about good service or good quality or something, right? So, you know, sometimes you hear reports of people spitting into food, or for some reason spitting into a cup of coffee or something like that, right? So the thing is that, like, that is a risk. That is a risk. And people would probably trust robots more because a robot would not spit into your drink. Probably. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if a robot was spitting. Can you imagine a robot secretly, when nobody else is looking, your robot spits into your coffee? Here you go, sir. Here's your coffee. I don't know. I don't think robots would spit into people's coffee, but there's also that risk. And so I think people honestly are going to accept being served by robots because maybe the robot will be faster at making their coffee and more consistent, possibly. and maybe even more polite. You know, the thing with robots is that they're going to be able to be... just going to pop this in the oven, guys. Got a lung full of hot air. Excuse me. So yeah, guys, I think, you know, in the future, like this coming year even, I think we're going to see robots in a lot more sectors of society. And I would say that coffee shops will probably be one of the first areas that we see robots. So that would be why coffee shop workers face a very serious risk of redundancy, right? Because if a company can just get a robot to do your job for you, well, that means you are useless at that point, right? The boss doesn't even have to pay the robot. The robot's just going to work for free, right? The boss will need to maybe hire basically buy robots. You know, hire a company to deliver the robots, and that might cost, like, let's say, you know, $20,000 for a few robots, or maybe $100,000 for a few robots. But that's just a one-time expense, probably, right? The thing with real human workers is that you have to pay them money. See, a robot doesn't need a salary, right? And so if companies like, you know, these coffee shops, if they can just buy robots as like a one-time cost, well, probably maybe maintenance occasionally. I don't know if robots need oil changes or, you know, some sort of maintenance. But yeah, like what are your thoughts? What are your predictions for 2026? I would say that we're going to start seeing robots in many more sectors of society. So I don't know. What would you do? Would you protest? Imagine if you went to your favorite coffee shop and suddenly you were being served by a robot. Would you protest that? Or would you just be like, oh, okay, this is a change, I accept it. That's fine. My coffee tastes the same. Maybe your coffee tastes even better. Would you accept that? Like for me, I don't know. I probably wouldn't protest that. Would I say, I demand that my coffee be made by a human being. I don't want robot coffee. No, like I honestly, when I go to a coffee shop, like 90% of the time, my experience with the human workers, I would say, is not positive. And it's probably not negative either. Like most of the time, I would say probably my experience with just public workers here in Canada, your customer service people, 90% of the time, it's not good or bad. It's just like you just go through, then maybe you're buying something at a grocery store. They'll just go beep. Okay, that'll be, you know, $10. Okay, you give them the money. Okay, bye. See, they might say have a nice day or something. Is that like a positive experience? Not really. It's just it's a useless experience, right? So for me, you know, and it's so nice if for people who are good at customer service, for people who are friendly and polite, they're great. I love interacting with those kinds of people. The problem is here in Canada, it's a bit rare these days to actually get good customer service. Like in your life, just your daily life, right? Your coffee shop or your restaurants or your grocery store. Do you get good service there? Like, are people really polite and friendly to you? Let me know, guys, in the comments. Because in my life, you know, I would say the majority of interactions with customer service people, they're neither good nor bad. Some are bad. I would say probably 10% maybe are bad. 10% are good. The other 80% are just neutral, right? Guys, I got one cookie here. Why did I put that? I got one unbaked cookie. I don't even have enough dough here to make another ball. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. I didn't plan this out very well. I was too busy talking. I didn't think this through. So yeah, our bowl here is empty, guys. We got 1.5 cookies here. We got a minute. We're gonna make a miniature cookie. Here, this cookie, guys, is gonna be for you. It's gonna be your cookie. This one is gonna be for me. I'm just kidding, guys. I'll give you the bigger cookie. Should we do a taste test, guys? Oh, wow, that is gonna be amazing. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Let me just grab this. Okay, here we go, guys. Look at that. I mean, just look at that beauty. Oh, man. Is it... I'm so excited. They're soft. Wow, these are softer than I expected. Look at how soft these are, guys. Look at that. Look at that. I got to be careful handling it because it's if I just kind of hold it like that, it's gonna right. It's soft. These are soft. I mean, when they cool off, they'll probably firm up a bit. If something firms up, it becomes a little bit more firm. Okay, so these cookies are still hot, so that's why they're probably they're pretty soft, but they're amazing. They'll probably firm up a bit, and then they'll be just so perfect. But even now, they're so this is amazing. Hey guys, let's get another one. Let me get another whole cookie, and we're gonna dunk it into our glass of milk. All right. So here we go. There it is. Merry Christmas, guys. Here's a cookie for you. I'll give you the first dunk. So see, guys, it's too big. So, we're gonna kind of break it off like that. And you'll grab this one. And we're gonna dunk it in there. There you go, guys. Merry Christmas. How does it taste? That is so good. Wow, is that ever good? What a success. I honestly wasn't thinking it would be this successful. We nailed it, guys. We nailed it. If you nail something, that means you get it perfect. We nailed it. Then for my first ever time, maybe it was beginner's luck. Do you know what that means? Sometimes people say beginner's luck. That when you do something for the first time, you get lucky. So maybe this was beginner's luck. But man, that's so perfect. Oh, man. That's heavenly. That is heavenly. Man. What a great Christmas present. My cookies turned out just perfect, guys. Oh, I'm going to give you another bite. Okay? Look at that. Eat it. Oh. They just melt in your mouth. These are perfect. If food melts in your mouth, it's a good thing. Okay? So it could be a dessert, like a cookies or anything. But it also could be other kind of food like steak, for example. If steak melts in your mouth, That means it's very easy to chew. It's just kind of like, it's so easy to eat. You know? But I think for the phrase melt in your mouth, it's the most common to use it for sweets. I mean, for like dessert type food. If something melts, boy, it just melts. Yeah. Like this is a perfect example. That's why I thought about it, right? These cookies, they're so soft and they just melt in your mouth. Wow. Incredible. Guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. Oh, forgot to mention the animal. Okay, so what animal, let's get back to our quiz. Because this test determines whether or not you deserve Christmas presents this year. If you get it wrong, no Christmas presents for you this year. So which animal, I won't make it redundant this time, which animal has the word snap in it? Let me know your answer down in the comments. I'll tell you, okay? Time's up. Time to reveal the answer. The answer is a snapping turtle. Okay, have you ever seen those turtles? There's a kind of turtle called a snapping turtle. They're dangerous animals because they bite. So the snap means the way they bite. They go like this. They snap very quickly. They're very, the snap is so fast that, you need to be careful. I think they could snap off your finger. Like if there was a snapping turtle here and you had your finger here, that's dangerous. The snapping turtle might go like this and snap your finger right off. Just snap off your finger. Okay, so there's the answer. Did you get it right? Snapping turtle. Snapping. Right? That's that sound. That sudden sound. That's called snapping. Yeah. Guys, should we dunk a piece of chocolate in here? Let's dunk some chocolate into our milk. Do you want a piece of 90% dark chocolate? There it is. Let's have some Christmas chocolate here with our cookies. Yeah. So good. So good. Let's see. Look at your tongue. Yep. There it is. Thank you so much for joining me in this tremendous success. Beginner's luck, but we nailed it, guys. We totally nailed it. So thank you for your help. Thank you for all your support. I wish you a very Merry Christmas this year. As always, guys, I love you very much. Hope you're doing great. Wherever in the world you are, let me know down in the comments where you are. I wish you a Merry Christmas from my heart to your heart and your home. Merry Christmas. And maybe I'll make a Happy New Year's video, so I won't say Happy New Year's right now. Just Merry Christmas. I'll save the Happy New Year's for a few days down the road. Down the road means in the future. A few days down the road, it'll be New Year's 2026. Man. Anyway, guys, thank you again. I love you. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.